Hi everyone, it's Anne, and today I want to talk about this question: what was your life supposed to look like? Now, I've got a lot of pieces in here. I'm hoping they're going to thread together as nicely as they are in my head right now, but we'll see. So I started thinking about this. I have a book I'm reading about working with kids, and part of the book is going through sort of the developmental stages, right? And this is taught in all sorts of different ways, but the basic idea is, at different ages during childhood, there are these things we're supposed to be learning how to do, and if our needs are met in the appropriate way, we'll learn the lesson and we'll be okay and we'll be able to move on and we won't be stuck and we won't have issues there. But if our needs aren't met in the right way, or if there's trauma or something, the risk is that we're stuck with basic issues that may be with us for the rest of our life. Maybe we have trust issues, or maybe we have issues, not being able to hold both good and bad together in the same person, or maybe we have real issues with self-confidence and self-worth. All sorts of things, that could go wrong with us if things don't line up just right in life. And it's really easy, reading these kind of perfect stages of development, to get into a real game of shame and blame and discouragement, either looking at your own life, all the different ways that my needs were met and I'm therefore kind of screwed up in this way or that way, and my parents I wish, or my teachers I wish, or my friends I wish. And of course, if you are a parent, you can do the same thing with, geez, if I were a better parent in this way, then my child would not have this issue or whatever. I mean, we can go into endless spirals of real upset around, these not just flowing beautifully through all of those stages of, how it's supposed to be. But I was thinking about, that idea that we're somehow supposed to have all of our needs met growing up, and if we don't, that there's something wrong. There's some sort of aberration, and it makes us unique in being messed up where everybody else is not messed up. And it's just not a thing. Going through life and not getting messed up somehow, it just doesn't happen. Show me one person anywhere ever who always had their needs met and never struggled and never had any places of insecurity or failure or doubt. I mean, you just can't. That's not how it works, And so I was thinking about, you could look at that situation in the world and feel kind of sad about it, oh geez, be resigned to, we're messed up. And it's too bad, it shoulda, coulda, woulda been a different way, but oh geez, this humanity is so bad. Or you can just sort of look at it as, that's just the way it is. So what do we do with that? And even further, it got me thinking about this concept of your deepest wounds are also your greatest gifts. And it's not even that, oh, it's too bad, we can just live with the ways that, things didn't line up perfectly in our lives, but really way, way, way different than that. What are those areas in our lives where we struggle, and maybe where we repeatedly struggle, and maybe where we feel like we are always going to struggle and it's never quite going to resolve. And that there's so much power in seeing that not as a problem or something being wrong, or I wish it had been different or someone was to blame, but just that's part of the design. That's a part of the design of my life and your life, that there are these things built in, and the cool ability to be able to shift and say, yeah, this is it. I own it. This is what I struggle with, and this is what I can do because of that, and this is what I know because of that, and this is what I can contribute because of that. I just think that is so powerful. I was thinking about, in my own life, what are some of my issues, and what are the things that I struggled with as a kid? Loneliness, a feeling of separation, being other, being different, not part of the group, feeling always struggling with, I'm better than, or judging people as worse than, or judging other people as better than and me as worse than, and all of these sort of interpersonal, just icky ways of being with other people. Like I suffered a lot, not knowing how to relate to other people in a way that felt in any way good, or how, what friendship should look like, or what real love and care should look like. I couldn't handle it. Couldn't figure it out. And now, of course, what do I teach and talk about all the time? Connection, humility. It's not because I was born a genius in any of these things. It's because these are the areas where I've really struggled, and over and over had to sort of shift from, gosh, I'm doing this thing, I'm thinking about something or someone in a way that's really not working. Okay, what's the different angle on it that's going to give me some freedom, that's going to find me some peace, or be more effective in my relationship? It's like those areas of wounding and struggle have become it's sort of this orientation for the value I actually can provide to some people. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually kind of cool to have, to be able to make good on some of this struggle, and what it means, what it means for me in thinking about all the people who shaped me, my parents, and everybody around me who at one point I would have, you could so easily blame, if only they had treated me differently, or seen me differently, I wouldn't have these issues. If it's not a problem to have the problem, if it's not a problem to have the issue, then all of a sudden you don't have to blame people for it. They were just part of it. They're just part of the story of you becoming who you are, with all the challenges and quirks, in addition to all the potential that you have that really can only come from the life story that you lived. So I guess that's all I have to say. And my hope, I guess, is simply that if there is this sense of, feeling sometimes my life should have been different, or could have been different, or blaming yourself for, geez, my kid, especially, parents, geez, my kid's life could have, should have been different if only I had been different, or if I had met that developmental stage better or something. Just to have a little more tenderness and grace and kindness toward yourself. Because not only is it, not unusual, it's not unique, there are problems, but it actually may be just as it needs to be, and just as it should be. Even if you don't understand always why. Maybe you don't know yet what the gift is, or what the lesson is, or what the expansion is that there is to experience, but it's possible to be open to seeing what it might be. And if that gives you a little more peace or relief in some way, then great. All right, have a good day, everybody.